on August 13th, 2024. Yeah, the sexual harassment is going up the wall with my neighbors today, and they are in so much trouble. Firstly, early on this afternoon, around before 1 p.m., I was cooking cans around my area by the river when I encountered my neighbor who gave me threat sentence, but is still living there, coercing me to go home with him, trying to force me to go home with him, and say he will pay me money if I do a blowjob for him. That is just sick. Which is sexual coercion, and that is sexual harassment as well. So we got that. Plus, the person downstairs before came at my door again. Say he wants to treat me like a queen. All the same old usual lines. Trying to coerce me into sexual relations with him, and he'll do anything for me. I'm not that much of an idiot. When I told him about the seizures and so forth, he didn't give a damn. He wasn't sympathetic. He just kept on talking about the sexual favors he needed and wanted. So these people all know each other. He told me that he wants nothing to do with these crackhead prostitutes who steal things from him all the time. But it seems like a setup. But they have no idea who they are messing with. It's been a bad day overall, but it's a good day because they are going down with the evidence. They have no idea who they're messing with. So, F you, you losers. I'd rather cut cans instead of being a prostitute. So you guys can be charged with sexual harassment, sexual coercion, and possibly even a human trafficking ring at work here. So do not mess with me. Do not even think about it again. And that was so stupid of him. It's hilarious. Woohoo! Morons. And when I talk about my seizures, he just changes the subject to sexual connotations and things. That is not a man. And then making these stories that he wants me to be with him forever. He'll do anything for me. But not listening to a word I say about my seizures, my trauma. And then just rebounding the conversation back to his sexual needs. That is sexual coercion. That is sexual harassment. And that is going to be another unhealthy relationship with someone who demands sex only and has no respect for your own feelings or anything. Just like the ex who just wants sex. Speaking of the ex, I thought I saw him probably one time. Looked like him. Well, it was him. I saw him downtown at the bus stop early on today. And it definitely was him when he was stalking me before. In a certain area. You know that guy with the white beard there? I put on YouTube? Well, guess what? He dyed his beard brown. What a loser. He trimmed it a bit. So I thought it was him. But a brown beard. When I saw him up close and personal, it definitely 100% was him. He did dye his beard brown. And it seems like he's trying to stalk me here and there sometimes when he can. He was at the bus stop giving me an evil eye. And FYI, also Transport Constables. He is not at his usual spot, as you guys know where it is, by the farm boy. He was hanging out by the Scotiabank place. He knows $1 trillion money's coming in, And that's a weird coincidence. He was hanging out there. So, FYI, that's his new hangout right in front of the bank. So, do the math, police, constables, everyone hang out there. If he hangs out there and trillion money's coming in, he's trying to target people with money, with a trillion check, and so forth. And he was there right in front of the Scotiabank place there on Reader Street, in front of Radio Center. So that's another hint, hint. I'm not surprised he was there. And he dyed his beard brown now. So, hint, hint. He's targeting people with trillion checks coming in the mail, which make him late. And was he ever giving me the evil eye when I was at the bus stop? No. You're busted now. Ocean Tricycle Constables, look out for that place there. Police, check that place. Security, check that place out. People hang out around there. And if they're drinking, bust the balls out of them. Because during time, there are a lot of predators around that area near the bank. Check the bridge on the near the bay. They could be checking there, seeing people going to the bank there. And they're going to target them and probably try to coerce them, con them, rob them. You know the drill. Anyways, that's my ex-boyfriend's new hangout in from the Scotiabank place. But considering that the trillium is coming in, some people have checks cash in. He knows how to do that too. And the fact that he changed his beard from white to brown now and hang out with new people, do the damn math and bust the crap out of him. Get another fine for him. And he was staring at me forlornly when I was at the bus stop, constantly all the time, with his new brown beard. I pretended not to see him. This other immigrant girl came at me and hugged me. I'm not surprised. It was some kind of, she's involved with him too. He targets with people, induces people, and he did with me, but he did not win. He did not win. No way. I mean, come on, it's so obvious. This guy's a loser. He's a predator. Human trafficking rings are after Inuit people, Indigenous people who are going through trauma. Even before he met me or came at me when I first met him. I've seen him around a couple times before. So I'm not a bloody idiot. And I was smart enough to know he only wants his sexual needs satisfied. Treat you like a bloody prostitute. They'll treat you like that for life and probably get you on the street eventually. Just like the guy downstairs. Pimps, human trafficking ring, they all know each other and birds of a feather flock together. You gotta do the damn math. I spent all day collecting cans today. I only made $14, but I made enough to get by. And yeah. And the other neighbor down the hall tried to damn well coerce me to do sexual favors for him for money. I took off on him. The ex-boyfriend did the same thing too with me. And the guy downstairs is trying to make sexual connotations toward me and coercion toward me. I tell him about my seizures, the guy downstairs, and he just goes back to his needs and doesn't give a damn of my own feelings and my seizures. So these guys all hang out with these hookers and these crackheads. Birds of a feather flock together. And believe me, you guys are bloody losers. Unfortunately, these are predators. They are sexual predators and so forth. And they will never do anything to get life in order. They won't. They may act upon it briefly to pretend to be with you in a certain price area, But ultimately, over time, the truth shall come out due to the controlling ways and the ways to isolate you from good sources, to terrorize you, to sexually coerce you, sexually harass you, and to make you feel like a piece of garbage, to drink more and go back to your addictions, and then prey upon you again, rape you, sexual assault you, and then have the audacity to say that you are a prostitute. Like, I'm a 60 Scoop member, so of course they're going to target me. Of course they are. The Inuit up north have no idea how to really adapt to the new life here in the city. So they drink, and there's a lot of people who intercept these people in these groups downtown. That's how they get involved into prostitution. They pretend to be the boyfriend, they promise them the world, and they pretend to be possessive and so forth, but it's a setup. And ultimately, that is how a human trafficking operates. And I'm not a bloody idiot. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I still haven't got my $10 gift card in the mail from the food bank. And this neighbor, ex-prostitute, off-again prostitute with an abusive boyfriend, and God knows who else, I don't know. They all do crack, they all steal, they all mess people up, they're all thieves. You have to do the math. So, yeah. I'd rather cut cans and make the peanuts instead of being coerced into prostitution. Coercing someone saying they're going to take care of me. Those are the people who could possibly pimp you out or sexually abuse you. And I'm not a bloody idiot about that. So, yeah. They stalk you, they promise you the world, but they don't give a damn about your emotional needs. They won't get you into better things. They'll get you in sexual relations, and they will do anything to try to pimp you out, and eventually you'll be stuck in a human trafficking ring. And you'll be out in the streets, controlled, threatened, and you'll be trapped. That is how it works. So F you ex-boyfriend who was with the prostitute down the hall, and F you this guy downstairs who goes with her all the time. And despite the stories you told me that they steal from you, you're all part of the same scenario. You're all part of the same feather. I don't trust a word. You're sexual, abusive, coercive, very possibly human trafficking, I have to say. Drug trafficking is definitely involved, obviously. And I'm not a bloody idiot. In a way, I'm glad I was part of 6 Scoop. My mother taught me to be very interrogative and very suspicious of people. And all the experience of abusive relationships and sexual abusive relationships, and especially these neighbors who all know each other, sexual coercion and sexual harassment. That is racism as well, possibly. And God knows what else. So, yeah. Well, poo scissors, they're more than pigs. They are low-life cockroaches. They are they're leeches. And worse. So, yeah. I took off from the guy. And I won't be surprised if he lies and said I did sexual favors with him. That's a load of crap. We talked, but he kept saying that he wanted a girlfriend and he wanted me to sexually satisfy him. And he wanted to go fishing, do everything for me, be his girlfriend. When I told him my seizure situation, he just went right back into his sexual needs and everything. And that is not right. It's not right. That is an asshole. The ex-boyfriend, by the way, like I said, changed his beard from white to brown, but he's part of it too. You're not gonna make me into a prostitute. I cut cans. I pride myself. I have pride my culture. They target these people downtown. They target these people, trying to force them prostitution. That neighbor down Holland Spring lesbian with them, a whore. Yeah, that's a little crap. And that is bullshit. When I was walking home early on, cutting cans all the way from Quebec to Ontario, I never heard so much racist comments to me just walking by as a Indigenous person. Call me a prostitute. Call me a fucking native drunk. From immigrants, from a bunch of group of white people down Major Hills Park. Nope, that was not very comforting at all. That was very disconcerting. There are a lot of people who do drink downtown, and I do hang out with them to find out information and stuff once in a while. Not every single day like they do from 7 a.m. all the way, all 24/7. And they judge me. They're racist. And they're stupid. All those people who made a racist remark to me saying that, no wonder I drink. Because of this trauma. Being beat up with a neighbor. Being raped is not a good thing either. So, yeah. Racism. Total complete racism. And another thing is that, how should I put this? There are a lot of people who drink besides Indigenous people. There are, if you really observe and use your damn eyes, open your eyes for once in your life, people. There are a lot of people who are predators preying upon Indigenous people, Inuit people, in the downtown core. In my building too as well. And I have to live here in this building, this Hellwood building. It escalates. It really escalates. Like I said, they all know each other. They all hang out together. And those guys could be charged big time in the end. Making defamatory remarks about me. I cut cans, as you guys know. Well, as everyone knows. And they're trying to coerce me into prostitution. Fuck that. Fuck that. The hell with it. I don't give a shit. I'm drinking beer. I'm so pissed off. Harassment is harassment. Sexual harassment and coercion it is what it is. I'm not gonna put up with it. So yeah. Just stupid. There's a lot of people who drink a lot. There's a lot of immigrants who drink a lot. They can't handle the racism. There's a lot of nice people down in a certain area near here who give me a lot of cans. And I cycle there or walk there. They're immigrants, obviously. They probably have trouble adapting here to this area. It's against their religion to drink, but these guys are drinking. But they're going through trauma. Like the Inuits who come here and can handle the sudden change from going from their place to Canada here in the city, they drink. Well, there's these certain group of immigrants cannot handle coming to Canada, and they drink too, even though it's against their religion. And they have good hearts, so they just can adapt to it, the new life, the sudden shock of the change. And those are the facts. Yeah. And unfortunately, with all the migration of so many people so fast, there are criminal oriented people who do criminal activities here as well in Canada. Like, it's too much of a shock to the system. Food banks are affected. That's why I collect cans just to get by. They don't give cat food anymore. The food cover where I go. I haven't seen eggs in a long time. I haven't seen bread in a long time. I haven't seen milk in a long time. So I've collect cans to get by. And of course, I'm drink here and there because it's just. I've been looking for jobs like crazy now. One job offer. I work hard. I'm strong. Um, and so forth. The bike's messed up, so that's why it's getting worse. And plus, the incident in this grocery store A is not a good thing. Racism right there. So, yeah, it's really tough. It's just really tough. Like, come on, give me a break. Like, it's just too much of an overload for our country to get so many people. The food banks can't handle it. And there's a lot of criminals coming in the country as well. Human traffickers take advantage of taking victimizing and predarizing Indigenous people and Inuit people more than ever. But I'm strong enough to resist. People downtown, they mess them up big time because they know they're easy prey because of the drug problem. And they can be easily coerced into sexual activity. So, and then hence into human trafficking eventually. I get messed up sometimes and I got raped a couple times, but I'm not going with that shit. So far, yeah, I'm clean. But it's all predarization against the Indigenous people, Inuit people of Canada, because they're easy targets. But the immigrants are targets too as well. I have seen a few young girls, not from Canada, obviously, very young, I guess in the 20s, maybe even 18, I don't know, with older men with white hair. And it seems to me suspicious. Like human trafficking involved there. One of them looked absolutely sad, didn't even sign or anything with this older guy with white hair. And she must be in her 20s or 18, and she looked like grim, very sad. Is she a human trafficking victim? Another one was laughing at all of his arm, trying to make a show in front of a pimp, or human trafficker manager or supervisor, or whatever they want to call it. Human trafficking is more rampant than you think now, more than ever. With immigrants, young immigrants, Indigenous people, Inuit people, especially in downtown core, they're being actively victimized. You have to do the math. And a few of them trying to victimize me, neighbors, the ex-boyfriend even, who changed from beard from white to brown now, who hung over the prostitute down the hall. Duh. Do the math. He has come on record for assault and everything, and God knows what else. Changing your beard to brown and stalking me a bit, buddy, will not work. So, a few people have been stalking me lately, I noticed. One person is definitely immigrant. He looks like from India. Skinny guy, probably 60s. He stalked me around Elmville area in a white car, I noticed. And there was another person in Kansas as well. Well, that same guy was around again. And he came in at the bus stop too. And he's like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. But he knows who he is, and Don't mess with me. Nope. Don't you dare mess with me. No way. I'm wearing a suit and scrappy looking and the same guy who stalked me around this area there. I saw him again and there's another person. She was wearing a shawl over herself, but she's getting a lot of cans, and I won't be surprised if she's getting them in his vehicle and that's why he's trying to intimidate me. Both immigrants probably. F off. Just totally not right. Totally not right. Yeah, totally not right. But yeah. I've seen a few people collect cans in the vehicles. I saw some cans from certain people one time. I saw this new immigrant family. I know the immigrant family, husband and wife with one kid or two kids. Anyways, I know them. I talk to them and everything, all that. But I was going by and they have a whole garage full of wine bottles and so forth. The whole garage is totally filled, completely packed with wine bottles and everything, which must be worth about. Soon the whole garage is filled with it. I say they have about a couple $100 stashed in their garage there. Now, I don't know why they have that much bottles in the garage. They came to Canada. They have the means to have their own house. They get fun of their own house. They have fun of their own cars. They get fun of everything. Why do they have all these bottles in the garage for? Trying to make a trip for the family, maybe? Who knows? But come on. Something wrong with this picture here. And then me, I'm trying to look for a job. I worked in my house. I had jobs. How come I can't have a job? I'm in this small apartment with these crackheads and these prostitutes here in this building. And these people trying to coerce me into prostitution. F them. F them. They can go to hell. And they can give all the lies and promises they want. Nope, not for me. And I'm forced to stay in this situation. I'm cutting cans, making 15, maybe $20 a day maximum. Not too much a week. And these people have hundreds of dollars of bottles in the garage, and they get houses. They go in an apartment. What they do is they go in an apartment, and then they get a place, a house. They get everything they need. And I have no job. They get everything they need. And I have no job. I have experience in warehouse. I have experience in retail. I have experience. I took courses in education for office, and I have nothing. Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. All that hard work for nothing. Just unfair and this crazy. It's indigenous land, it's indigenous territory. I'm 100% indigenous. 100%. Scooped away from people. How come I got nothing and they got everything? A lot of people don't have a lot. A lot of people's homes are suffering. A lot of people are struggling to decide between the hydro and so forth and suffering. There's an overwhelming demand for all the new people coming in. And that is the problem. Food banks can't keep up. People with homes can't even afford to give donations to us because the demand is so strong. People are struggling keeping up their houses and so forth. I just don't understand why these immigrants I knew who have a house, they were in an apartment, they got a house, they have a family. Why are you taking all these hundreds of dollars of bottles in the garage? when so many of us are struggling. They have all the money in the world to get that funding for the houses and so forth. What is wrong with this picture? Doesn't make any sense. A lot of good ones too. A lot of good ones. But yeah. If there are any immigrants who are having problems with the financially and so forth, and yeah, that could be another possibility as well. I'm not sure. Or they have debts or something like that. But there's no such thing as debts in their country. I don't know. But we need some voices speaking out about why things are happening the way they are. Just too many people coming in too fast. Too much overwhelming need. I understand they've been through hell and everything, all that. But now that they're in here and getting all the benefits and everything else, the rest of us who were here before are now suffering. Not just indigenous people or Inuit people, but people of houses and who were here before are now struggling and so forth. So these are the things we have to think about. And it's a very serious matter. The homelessness population here is escalating too. Rooming houses are being closed down because of overdoses. The OD crisis is up to maximum. And too many people coming in Canada too fast. Understaffed issues. It's just too much of a need for everything, and too many people coming in, even for new banks to support people. What next? People fighting over the bottles and everything and cans we collect? Probably. It's just terrible. Just absolutely terrible the way things are going right now. I worked in retail, I worked in warehouse, I applied for many jobs. Mind you, due to the assaults since my neighbor, I did lose a lot of weight. I sang like crazy, but I can't, like, my brakes are shot on my bike, so I have to make do with can collecting. And you get peanuts. Just by luck, I got $20 an hour at one time. But now I'm just struggling again because so many people are doing that now. And a lot of these people are immigrants. I noticed that there are a lot of people from, I talked to a few of them already. And they just came to Canada. And I don't understand why they're collecting cans when they get houses and so forth. They have houses, they just moved to Canada, they have houses, and it's collecting cans. I don't understand why. I talked to like 3 of them already in different areas. And they just moved to Canada and they're collecting cans. But they got houses, they got cars. I don't understand why they're collecting cans. I don't understand why. I don't know why when they get everything from the government, why they're collecting cans as well. That is a mystery to be solved yet. That's another thing I have to that's another mystery. Yeah. As for the sexual harassment and coercion toward me to be, to do sexual things for money, that is called, in my opinion, that is called human trafficking attempts, and so forth. As for the other issues going on, that's a mystery. Why do these people who get funding for everything need to get cans anyway? Who knows? I don't know. But yeah. Back to the original subject. These predators seem to For indigenous people, Inuit people, an easy target because of regional school trauma, school trauma. And in fact, Inuits cannot seem to cope with the sudden change from Inuit up north to Canada. It shocked the system. And unfortunately, the immigrants will be targeted for sexual coercion. And it seems like human trafficking is very alive and active, unfortunately. Immigrants, Inuits, and Indigenous people, ironically, all start with I. Never occurred to me. Immigrants, Inuits, and Indigenous all start with an I. And we all target for by human traffickers, it seems like, or people trying to coerce you to be into prostitution at least. And then they try to defame your name if you stay strong. Like me, neighbor down the hall is going around saying I'm all this, and I click cans. I refuse to give in to the human traffickers and the people trying to sexually coerce me into anything else. And those who do not listen to you, promise you the world, when you're talking about trauma or something upsetting to you, and they don't even listen to you and go back to sexual coercion again, and it goes back to their own needs, that is another sign of sexual abuse. So I know that. From the guy downstairs when I told him about my seizures, he didn't even bother asking me or being sympathetic. I saying, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Is there anything I can do? No. He's went back to his own sexual needs. And that is an indication of sexual harassment. And that's an abusive relationship to stay away from. They'll mess you up. And it would cause Inuits and Indigenous people, like people going through trauma. Immigrants are very at risk too, unfortunately, because the shock to the system come from one country to another, I imagine. And yeah, it's up and up. It's up there. It is up there. It really is up there. The human traffickers are going to be at a ball, targeting people and hustling people, but get people to pretend to be their boyfriends, but try to sexually coerce them more than ever. So we all got to be careful about these predators. They'll stalk you. They follow around vehicles. But you got to be aware of your surroundings. It is very important to be aware of your surroundings. Very important. And that is the whole point of this video. Because of the OD crisis downtown and everywhere, that makes a distraction for these predators to prey upon people that they take advantage of, especially immigrants now more than ever. So please take care of your children, my immigrant friends. Your kids will be targeted, guaranteed. Pedophiles will be targeting and trying to take your kids. So please take care of your children, my newfound Canadian friends. That's another thing that be careful of. Please take care of your kids. Please be aware of your surroundings. And the downtown core, there was active predatorism against people down there. And drugs as well. So take care, please take care, stay safe. We'll talk again soon, and that's my main priority right now, to let people know the facts of what really is going on. So take care, stay safe, and yeah. Be aware of your surroundings, please, and record everything you can. Video recordings are even better. So yeah. Well, my friend is coming here in Canada now. Take care, my friends. Make which means thank you. Stay safe.